How's it going, guys? It's Kyle, or the How-To Guy 123 here, and in today's video I'm going to show you guys how to make a Windows Vista Virtual Machine with VirtualBox. So to begin, if you don't have VirtualBox downloaded and installed already, I'll leave a link to download it in the description below. And once you're on this page, just come down here to where it says VirtualBox 6.1.34 platform packages, or whatever the latest version of VirtualBox is when you're watching this video, and you can download it for Windows, Mac, and Linux. So I already have VirtualBox downloaded and installed, so I'm not going to go over how to do that in this video, but on Windows, VirtualBox pretty much just installs like any other program. But now that we have VirtualBox downloaded and installed, we're going to need to grab our Windows Vista ISO image, and I'll also leave a link for this in the description below. This ISO is hosted on archive.org, and this is the best ISO that I could find. It's Windows Vista Ultimate Service Pack 2 64-bit, and it's fully updated, so it has all of the updates up until Microsoft killed Windows Vista in April of 2017. So once you're on this page, just come down here to download options and click on ISO image. And now it's just going to ask you where on your computer you want to save the ISO to. You can pretty much put it anywhere on your computer where you can remember, and I'll just put it on my desktop for easy access. Now, one downside to archive.org is that their download servers are very slow. You can see that this ISO is going to take me around 2 to 3 hours to download, and that's quite a long time. So I'll show you guys a quick tip on how to speed this up. So I'm just going to cancel the download real quick, and I'll leave another link in the description below for this program called Free Download Manager. And this program is going to help us download the ISO image a little bit faster. So go ahead and download it if you are interested. And I'm just going to open it up real quick. And when you open up Free Download Manager, it's going to look something like this. So let's head back to archive.org, right click on ISO image, and then click copy link. That's going to copy the download link for the ISO image. Now let's go back to Free Download Manager and click on the big plus button here. And it's automatically going to paste the download link in the text box here. So click on OK. And now it's going to ask you where you want to save the ISO to. Once again, I'm just going to put it on my desktop just so I know where it is. And then click download, and that's going to begin downloading your ISO, and it's going to be significantly faster. I believe last time I tried to download this ISO, it took just about over 10 minutes, so a lot faster than like 2 to 3 hours. So I'll be back once the ISO is finished downloading. Alright, so our Windows Vista ISO has just finished downloading, and it just took a little bit over 10 minutes. But now that's done downloading, we can just close out of the Free Download Manager, and we can finally go ahead and open up VirtualBox. So before we actually go ahead and create a new virtual machine, we need to make sure that we have the virtualization setting enabled in our computer's BIOS. Otherwise, every time we try to run a virtual machine, it's just going to crash and give us an error. So to check if we have virtualization enabled, we need to open up Task Manager. So on Windows 10, you can simply right click on the taskbar and click on Task Manager here to open it up. Now head to the Performance tab, click on CPU, and down here you'll see a bunch of information about your CPU. And here it says that I have virtualization enabled. So this means that I'm able to run virtual machines and I won't run into any problems. However, if it says that you have virtualization disabled, you need to restart your computer, head into your computer's BIOS, and enable the virtualization setting. I do have a video on how to do this, and I'll link that in the description below if you want to check it out. So go ahead and check out that video, enable virtualization in your computer's BIOS, and then come back and we can go ahead and create our virtual machine. So now we can go ahead and close out of Task Manager, and back here in VirtualBox we can click on the new button to create a new virtual machine. Go ahead and give your VM a name. I'm just going to call mine Vista Tutorial. You can pretty much call it whatever you want. Under Machine folder, this is where your virtual machine is going to be saved on your computer. And I recommend putting your VM somewhere on your computer or on a drive that has a lot of space, as VMs can sometimes become quite large in size. I'm actually going to change the location of my VM, and I'm going to put it on my secondary SSD and in the VirtualBox VM folder. Under type, make sure this is set to Microsoft Windows, and version, make sure this is set to Windows Vista 64-bit. Now go ahead and click on next. So now it's going to ask us how much RAM we want to allocate to our virtual machine. And for Windows Vista, you're going to want to allocate between 512 megabytes and 4 gigabytes, or 4096 megabytes. I'm going to meet in the middle here and put 2 gigabytes, which is 2048 megabytes. In reality though, you can really add as much RAM as you want, up to half of the amount of RAM you have in your computer. As I mentioned, Windows Vista does not need that much RAM, and 2 gigabytes should be fine in this case. Now we can go ahead and click on Next. Under hard disk, create a virtual hard disk now, and then click on Create. Under hard disk file type, choose VDI, then click Next. Under storage on physical hard disk, choose dynamically allocated and click Next. Now under file location and size, this is the amount of space we're going to have on our virtual hard disk. So this will store the OS, all your programs, and files on the VM. By default, it's set to 25 gigs, but I don't believe this is enough. I think at minimum, you need to set it to at least 32 gigabytes. So that's what I'm going to set mine to. Then go ahead and click on Create, and this will create our virtual machine. So now I'm going to head into the VM settings just to tweak a few more settings. So in the virtual machine settings, I'm going to go to System and Processor, and I'm going to allocate some more cores to our VM, just so it's a little bit faster. I'm going to set 2 cores to our Windows Vista VM, and that should be all the cores you really need for Vista. You can add as many cores as you want, however, allocating all of your CPU cores to a virtual machine can make it a little bit unstable. I have an 8-core CPU, and allocating 8 cores to Windows Vista is very overkill. But 2 should be fine in this case. If you only have a dual-core CPU, you can just leave this at 1 though, but I'm going to set 2 cores to my virtual machine. Next, under Display, I'm going to enable 3D acceleration, and I'm going to bump the video memory to max, or 256 megabytes. That should be all the settings we need to tweak for our VM, so I'm going to go ahead and click on OK, and I'm going to start the virtual machine. So now it's going to ask us to select a startup disk. Go ahead and click on this folder icon here, and this is going to open up the optical disk selector. Now click on Add and locate the Windows Vista ISO file we downloaded earlier. So mine's on my desktop, so I'm going to select it and click on Open. Now make sure it's highlighted in the list here and click on Choose and then Start. And this is going to boot us to the Windows Vista install. If you've ever installed a newer version of Windows like Windows 10 or 11, the install is generally the same. So under language to install, we only have one option, which is English. Under time and currency format, you can set this to whatever language and country that you want. I'm going to set it to English Canada, just so my O's and U's are in the correct place. Next, I'm going to click on Next. Now click on Install Now. So here it's going to ask you for a product key for Windows Vista. I believe I do have one lying around, but I couldn't find it for this tutorial. But we can install Windows Vista unactivated. Just click on Next and then No, and that will skip the activation. Now go ahead and read the entire terms and conditions and accept them, and then click on Next. Under what type of install do we want, choose Custom. And now we're going to need to select the virtual hard disk we created earlier. We only have one option here, which is our 32 gigabyte virtual hard disk. So go ahead and click on it, make sure it's highlighted, and click on Next. And that's going to go ahead and install Windows Vista. This part usually takes about 5 to 10 minutes depending on your computer speed, and your virtual machine may restart a few times during this process. So during the installation, our virtual machine needs to restart. So wait out the timer or click Restart Now. And when our virtual machine needs to restart, it's going to ask us to press any key to boot from a CD or DVD. Don't press any key and wait for the screen to pass. Now it says please wait while Windows sets up your computer, and this part might take about a minute or 2. And then it's going to bring you back to the Windows Vista install to complete the installation. And once again, our VM is going to restart, and anytime it asks you to boot from a CD or DVD, don't press any key and let it pass. And now the installation is done, and it's asking us to create a Windows Vista user account. So it's asking us to enter a name. I'll just enter the howtoguy123. It's also asking you to enter a password, but you can leave it blank if you don't want to have any password. And we can also choose a picture for our user account. I'll just choose the cat here, and then click on Next. Now we can give our virtual machine a name. I'll just call it Vista VM. And here we can also set our desktop background. I'm just going to choose the default Windows Vista desktop background, as it's pretty nostalgic. Now go ahead and click on Next. Now it's asking us how we want to set up Windows, so we can use the recommended settings, install important updates only, or ask later. We'll just use the recommended settings here. And now it's asking us to choose a time zone, so this is correct for me. I'm in the Eastern time zone, and the time looks right to me. So I'll go ahead and click on Next. Our computer's location is home, And we're now done setting up Windows Vista. So it says thank you here, and let's click on start. So now Windows just needs to set up our user account and check our computer's performance and get a few things ready. And this part usually takes about 2 to 5 minutes. And there we go, Windows Vista is done setting up, and it's going to bring us to our desktop. And there we go. So you can see here we have the Welcome Center. We've installed Windows Vista Ultimate, and we got 2 gigs of RAM. So we can close out of the Welcome Center here, and we pretty much successfully installed Windows Vista on a VirtualBox VM. Still a few things we can do to make the experience a little bit better. First, we should install VirtualBox Guest Editions. This will install a graphics driver to allow us to full screen our VM or increase the resolution, and install a few other additional VirtualBox drivers. So to install VirtualBox Guest Editions, come up here to Devices and insert Guest Editions CD image. Now in Vista, click on the Start button, go to Computer, and you'll see a VirtualBox Guest Editions CD here. Go ahead and double click on it. And you're going to want to open the VBox Windows Editions AMD 64. So double click on it, and then click on Continue. And this will open up the installer for VirtualBox Guest Editions. So just click on Next, Next, and then Install. And this will go ahead and install Guest Editions. It's going to ask you if you want to install this device software. Just choose Always Trust Software from Oracle Corporation, and then click on Install. And this will finish up the install for Guest Editions. And now it's going to ask us to reboot our VM, so go ahead and do so. And there's the classic Windows Vista startup screen and sound. And now we're back on our VM. We can actually uncheck Run at Startup so the Welcome Center doesn't open every time we restart our VM. And we can close out of it. Now if we go to View and then Full Screen Mode and then Switch, we should be able to full screen our virtual machine, and the resolution should match your monitor. I'm actually going to head back into windowed mode. And that's pretty much all there is to it to creating a Windows Vista VirtualBox VM. A few things I want to mention before I end off the video here. We are connected to the internet. So if we come down here to the network icon on the taskbar, you can see it is connected, and it's using the network from our host machine on our VM. But if you do try and browse the internet with the Internet Explorer that comes with Vista, you'll probably have a lot of problems as this Internet Explorer is just too old to display any modern web pages, and you can see it even just crashed my entire VM. So that's something else I wanted to bring up, is that Windows Vista is very unstable. I don't think this is a VirtualBox problem. I think this is just a Windows Vista problem, as Vista wasn't known to be the most stable Windows operating system. It is Service Pack 2, but it still can be a little bit unstable. But for the most part, you shouldn't have too many problems with your VM. One thing I was trying to mention though is that you should install a more modern web browser. I recommend installing the last version of Firefox for Windows Vista, which I'll also leave a link for in the description below. I recommend downloading that on your host machine, so your Windows 10 or 11 machine, and then transferring it over to your Vista VM. And the best way to do that is through shared folders, and I have a video on that which I'll also leave in the description below. So check that out if you want to transfer a browser from your main PC over to your VM. And just a quick disclaimer, Windows Vista has not received any security updates in a number of years, so you'll be quite vulnerable when using the operating system, so don't sign into any important accounts like your email or Google account, because there's absolutely no security here, and just overall be very careful when using the operating system. But other than that, that should be the end of the tutorial. If it helped, please leave a like. If it didn't, leave a dislike. If you have any questions or comments, leave them down in the comment section below, and I'll try my best to help you guys out. So thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys in my next video.